Welcome back to Baker's Barbecue. I'm Mike Baker. Hey, today we got the Masterbuilt Digital Electric Smoker 40-inch. We got it all fired up. I went and got a pork loin. I've cut it into 2-inch loin chops. We're going to be marinating those loin chops, and then we're going to be putting those big 2-inch loin chops in the Masterbuilt Electric Smoker, smoking them over apple wood until they're absolutely perfect. I'm going to be cooking them to a temperature of about 145 degrees internal, and I'm going to be cooking them with an ambient temperature of about 235 degrees. So be sure you stick around, see the final product. Let's get to smoking. All right, we got this beautiful pork loin here. I'm going to be cutting this up in approximately 2-inch thick pork loin chops. They're going to be absolutely delicious. Once we get them cut, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put them into an extra large Ziploc bag that we're then going to pour into that our marinade. Marinade is real simple. It's just 64 ounces of apple juice. You got a cup of light brown sugar, half a cup of salt, and half a cup of your favorite barbecue rub. I will put the recipe for this down in the description of the video, along with how you make it. Now, you only need to let this marinate for 2 or 3 hours. If you want to let it go longer, you can. One of the great things about this is that it's pretty simple. 2 or 3 hours, it's ready to go. We can take it out and we get it on the smoker. So I'm going to bring you a little bit closer. I'm going to show you how I cut these up, and then we're going to get it in the bag and get it starting to marinate. All right, so we're going to come on in here. I already measured that one out about 3 fingers right there. I got a view on it. Just go right down through it, just like that. And just like that right there. All right, from there, I'm just going to go ahead and place them into this extra large Ziploc bag. I've got my pre-mixed marinade here. All we're going to do is just pour it down inside this Ziploc sack, a Ziploc bag. You may not use it all, but you might. I'm going to pour it all in there. What the heck? And from there, we're just going to seal it back up. That's it. It's going to put it back outside in the refrigerator and let it sit for probably 2 or 3 hours. Then we're going to get it outside and get it on the Masterbuilt Electric Smoker. So for today's cook, we're going to be using the Masterbuilt Digital Electric Smoker. This is a 40-inch model. It's a wonderful smoker. Electric smokers are easy to use. They're easy to set up. You can do overnight cooks with them. I mean, they're phenomenal. And they have a very low range of temperature swings. I mean, it's pretty steady throughout that whole cooking process. So I'm going to bring you in here a little bit closer. We're going to start it up, and we're going to get it fired up and get it ready to go for these 2-inch pork chops. All right, to start this thing up, all you do is hit the power button. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to hit my temperature. And today I'm going to be cooking at about 235. So I'll move my temperature back to 235. Once I get there, I hit the temperature button, and I'm going to go to the timer button. I'm going to put it on for about 4 hours. I would do 5 hours just to give myself a little extra time on the clock. Hit the clock button again, and once that red light comes on, it's up and running. A lot of times I go ahead and dial the time up because the timer has to be going or the smoker will shut off. All right, so now we got the smoker coming up to temperature. It's a real simple process. It'll take it about 30 to 45 minutes. I always wait until after I get my food loaded before I put the wood chips in. Otherwise, when you open up the door, you're going to get hit with a big blast of smoke. So we're going to let this sit here, come up to temp. We still got our loin chops still marinating. We're going to be taking those out of the Ziploc bag here shortly. We're going to get them seasoned up with some of my Baker's Barbecue Champions blend, and we're going to get it in the smoker. So stick around. Don't go nowhere. All right, so as you can see, we got some beautiful loin chops here. We're going to go ahead and get them seasoned up. I am going to be seasoning these today in my Baker's Barbecue Champions blend. And then later in the process, when it comes time to put a little barbecue sauce on there, I'm going to be using some Blues Hog Original. Both of these are extremely good. So I'm just going to put a good, generous coat of barbecue rub on all sides. These are some big old chops. Boy, I tell you what, these jokers are going to be tasty now. Get them all seasoned up. We're going to let these smoke till they reach about 145 in the center. And then we'll be taking them off. But we're going to go to about 145. You can go to 140. I kind of like that 145 texture just a little bit more myself. All right, so now we're going to get over here and get these in the smoker. Pull a rack out here. These are some beautiful pork chops. Look at that. Oh yeah. I'll set them right up in there. Just like that. All right, we're going to push them back up in there. Like I said, I want to run it to about that 145 in the center range. Put one in the front, and I'm going to put one in the back loin chops as well. All right, shut that back down. All right, so today I'm going to be using applewood. Applewood's great for big pork chops. Cherry's good also. Peach, any kind of fruit bearing like that. Puts off a pretty mild smoke flavor. So I'm just going to put me a handful of chips here. Usually on that initial load, I go ahead and dump 2 trays in. So I'm going to dump in one. Come back here and fill me up another one. And dump that one in as well. All right, we're going to let this smoker get busy doing its thing. Stick with us. We'll be back shortly. All right, so our internal temperature on these big, thick 2-inch loin chops has come up to about 135 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hit them with a good coat of barbecue sauce, put them back in the smoker, let that sauce tack up, and it's going to be delicious. What we're going to be using today is Blue Hog Original. Really good stuff, really good on pork. Oh yeah, things looking good. Pull that out here just a little bit. All right, we're going to come back with a good coat of sauce. Oh yeah, look at that. Some jokers are going to be tasty now. This sauce is really sweet. It tastes like it's got probably got a lot of molasses in it. A bunch of other stuff too, but it is really a heck of a good sauce. Just going to hit it real good with that all the way around. Make sure you get the back sides real good. All around the edges. Don't want to miss anything. So we're going to shut that back up. We're going to let it finish on out. We'll be back just a little bit. We do a taste test. All right, there, I'm a fellow barbecue enthusiast. We got these 2-inch loin chops all done, and they're absolutely beautiful. Let's do a quick recap. We took a pork loin, we cut it in 2-inch loin chops. We then marinated it in a special marinade, which the recipe and the directions how to make that will be down in the description. We went ahead and marinated it for about 2 hours. Then we smoked it in the smoker at about 235 degrees ambient. It took about 2 hours, about an hour and a half approximately. And we brought the internal temperature to about 135. And I went ahead and put some barbecue sauce on it. And I let it finish out to a temperature of about 145 degrees. So only one thing to do. Let's cut into it and see how it tastes. A beautiful looking pork loin right there. I say pork loin chop. See how see how it tastes here. Oh man. I'll give me another bite of that. Get a little bit of the barbecue sauce off the board there. I gotta tell you, it's absolutely delicious. I recommend you definitely try this cook. Definitely do it in the Masterbuilt Electric Smoker if you got one. Turns out absolutely delicious. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this cook. If you would, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already done so, I surely appreciate it. Make sure you ring that notifications bell for all future videos that's coming out. And until the next time I see you, happy smoking.